Hello, leaders. I hope you are all doing very, very well today. I just had a series of great coaching conversations. As many of you know, I'm an executive coach, leadership coach. My company is Leaders Edge, and I have the privilege of every single day of my life, I get to work with high-performing leaders in great companies. And I've had a series of back-to-back-to-back conversations with some of these leaders leading through some of the toughest times that our nation has ever seen. And it reminded me of there's one thing about leadership that we rarely talk about, and it's this. Sometimes leadership sucks. Let's just be real. Sometimes it does. I'm talking to these men and women, and they lead construction companies and law firms and accounting practices and just amazing leaders. And they're going through tough times with staff and financing and dealing with the government and their own stuff with families and the kids being home. And it reminded me how much I love and enjoy investing in leaders, even in the toughest of times. And these are some of the toughest of times. I had a conversation with my business mentor just a couple days ago, and he's been in business 52 years, incredibly successful by every stretch of the imagination. This guy is amazing. He's invested in my life for going on 30 years now. And he said, H, in 52 years, this is the toughest I've ever seen it. And he's been through recession after recession after recession. He plans on down market economies. And he said, H, this is the toughest time I've ever seen. They've been closed. This is a tough time to be a leader. It also makes it an exciting time to be a leader because this is where leaders shine. And I want to invest in leaders. I want to invest in you. So thank you for spending a few moments with me. This is episode number 2 of our current series. I wrote this series when I was away in Idaho with my family, and I'm entitling it The Crisis Wise Leader, the leader who is wise during a crisis. So the crisis wise leader. This is number 2. Number 1 is the crisis wise leader understands context and is able to communicate context and the reality to the people around them. Number 2 today, if you're taking notes, it's going to come up on your screen. The crisis-wise leader embraces values. The crisis-wise leader leads by vision and values. Let me share what I mean. Warren Buffett, I was just reading an interview with him last week, and he made this statement that just made me laugh, and the reality of it right now is stark. He said, when the tide goes out, you can see who's been swimming naked. When the tide goes out, you can see who's been swimming naked, meaning when tough times come, you can see the people who are unprepared. And this COVID crisis has exposed, pardon the pun, has exposed some of the leaders and the organizations that haven't been prepared, not just financially, but mindset. And I want to talk about the mindset of leading by core values, leading by vision. I'm going to read to you a couple of polls. George Barna did a poll in 2018, and he asked people in the nation, what are the things that you embrace? What are the things you love? And he's going after core values. I want to read this list off to you, and I'm going to share some insights. The poll revealed these are the things in 2018 that people were leading their life by: happiness, comfort, control, acceptance, freedom, entertainment, and self-expression. Now, there's nothing wrong with any of those, but I want you to consider how those hold up when a crisis hits. Happiness, comfort, gone. Control, gone. The illusion of control has been wiped away. Freedom, taken away. Entertainment, gone. Self-expression, very little. So when those are the anchoring points, you can see why our nation is in such disarray. I've never seen our nation so afraid. The thing that surprised me most about this is the level of fear that I've seen in our country. And when I read that poll a few weeks ago, it reminded me of this: fear magnifies crisis. Fear makes things look bigger than they actually are. And I'm not trying to downplay what we're seeing. People are losing jobs, people are dying. Those things are real, but the fear has made it out of proportion. And I think it's the reason why is because we now live in a dysfunctional society when it comes to values. I'll say it again. I think we lead in a dysfunctional society when it comes to core values. The same poll was done in 1970. What are the things that you hold on to? What are your anchoring points? I want to read some of those to you now. I want you to pay attention to the difference. Courage, humility, resilience, hope, responsibility, gratitude, kindness, and discipline. See, fear makes a crisis more severe, and in those times, we see the people who are anchored to deeper, more powerful things. I think you and I would agree that responsibility, gratitude, discipline, courage, hope, humility, and resilience are stronger anchoring points in a crisis. This crisis is revealing people who don't have those anchors. Now, here's what I'm getting at. Leaders lead with strong values and with a profound vision for the future. So the leaders that have been leading that way, this crisis is certainly impacting them. It's impacting all of us, but it's impacting us less. Now, some of you are saying, H, I don't really have those in my life. I'm going to share with you what mine are. I have a vision statement that I wrote years ago that I try to live my life by every day. And I have a certain set of core values. They're written out, they're documented, that I hold on to. My vision statement for myself is this: I dedicate my life to helping other people come fully alive. Good times, bad times, crisis, non-crisis, COVID virus, healthy times. I dedicate my life to helping other people come fully alive. That starts with my family. It extends to my friends and outward into the community. That's an anchoring point for me. And when times get chaotic and hectic, I can go back to that. H, what are you truly about? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm about this thing. I'm about investing in leaders. I'm about helping people come alive. My core values are authenticity. I want to show up as my real self no matter where I go. I spent too many years trying to play and pretend. Vulnerability. I want to have the courage to say, I don't know, or I'm afraid. Teachability. I want to be a lifelong learner, constantly gaining knowledge that I can pass on to others. And accountability. I want to own excellence in everything that I do. Those are my 4 core values. I anchor to those things with my family and with my friends. And so when a crisis hits, I have strong places that I can go to, that I can hold on to. Now, what if you don't have those? What if you've never documented those? And this is revealing that you don't have those. There's a Chinese proverb I just shared with one of my clients the other day. It goes like this: the best time to plant a tree was 30 years ago. The second best time is right now. So maybe you're saying, HR, I kind of know what I'm about, but I've never written those things down. Today is a good day to start planting those trees. To think about, what are your anchoring points? And when chaos hits, when crisis hit, when everyone else is uncertain and running around in fear, you have some anchor points that you can hold on to. Going beyond those core values, of course, I have my family, my faith. Many of you know I'm a man of faith. I believe there's a God who loves me. That's an anchoring point for me. My investment in other people, that's an anchoring point for me. Adventure is an anchoring point for me. Spending time in the woods is an anchoring point for me. Now, I want to talk about how that applies to team leadership. It applies this way. When crisis hits and the tide goes out and some people are feeling afraid and uncertain, you as the leader, the crisis-wise leader, can speak to, this is what we're about. This is what our company holds fast to. These are the things we're going to keep doing. These are our values, and they are unwavering. This is our vision. We're going to build this for the future. This is a temporary setback. 2020 will not be what we thought it was going to be. but that does not change who we are. Let me say that again. 2020 will not be what we thought it was going to be. That's the reality, point number one. Point number two, that does not change who we are if we are anchored to and lead through core values. So here's my challenge to you. If you don't have a set of core values written down, documented to hold on to, I encourage you to do so. Take this downtime to really think through what your anchoring points are, and don't have more than 6. These are the things that really ground you. Write out a vision statement. This is what I'm about. This is my why, as Simon Sinek would say. Start with why. This is your why. I dedicate my life to helping other people come fully alive. That's my why. That's what gets me up in the day, and that's what helps me get through difficult times. I would encourage you to write these things down so that when the next crisis hit and the tide goes out, you won't be caught with your pants down. You'll be a strong leader who communicates and leads through a powerful set of vision and values. I'm H.R. Huntsman. This is Leader's Edge. I hope that I've added some value to you and your leadership today. And I hope by finding these anchoring points is going to strengthen you through this crisis and for the next one to come. Now go lead well, and I hope you go shine.